Yeah, working with the Prime Minister as if he's my friend, man.
Yep,
You don't have an army in this country.
that's correct.
And you're walking just like that?
Just like that, no
Yeah.
army.
Your people love you.
Well, you're gonna serve the people. Hopefully, if you do that, then they love you.
This is absolutely crazy and unbelievable, man. I mean, as a content creator from the continent of Africa, I've never seen our leaders being free like this. I mean, this is not campaign season where, I mean, our leaders go from door to door just to say hello to their people. No, this is not campaign season. He's literally in power and he just moving around saying hello to his people, making sure he knocks door to door. Can you believe it? Like, I have never seen anything like this before. I am super shocked, and that is why I'm here to share this moment with you all. And I want you all to do me a favor, like this video. I mean, I just want to put Grenada on the map just because of this.
Hello. I'm very good. How are you?
Very well,
Good to see you. I'm not sure if you remember me. I came here once with Hyacinth. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was a Saturday morning. You guys were out. Yeah, good to see you guys. How are you doing?
I wish leaders on the continent can be this open-minded to embrace their people, because they are there to serve the people. Literally, that's what he's doing. This is amazing, bro. I think that the Caribbean feels so different for me. Anytime I come in here, I'm like, I don't want to go back. It's so peaceful out here.
No, that's what we want. The zone of peace. That's what we want to call it. We maintain here the zone of peace. Hello, my dear. Good to see you.
Happy to see you in our lovely peaceful community of
Western
Hall Point.
It's a pleasure to be here. You know, you're not leaving any village behind. You know.
Your people love you.
Well, you're gonna serve the people. Hopefully, if you do that, then they love you.
But I just want to know, how does that make you feel, knowing that your people really appreciate you?
No, I mean it's humbling because politics is a difficult job, and I think for a long time it would have been difficult to find young people like me that are being coaxed or pushed to get involved in politics, as opposed to someone who wanted to just get up and get involved. So, in a sense, when I did, I didn't expect that it was going to be an overwhelmingly positive response. So that has been humbling and inspiring. So at least we know the majority of people want people to serve and to be humble when serving. So far, so good.
Were you a politician before?
No political experience whatsoever.
What were you before then?
Lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Prior to that, teacher. Prior to that, student. Just a regular community person. Grew up in a village. If I look up in the mountains and I see the church steeple, I'll point it to you. Just got involved in 2021. Joined the party in the summer. Became political leader.
So you can call me Susu. I will accept the Susu because I am going to help the people of Grenada to put the little one money together and ensure that we can give it to the next person and improve their lives.
End of October, had an election in June the following year.
What is the name of your political party?
National Democratic Congress.
No way.
No, yeah.
No way. How?
Sounds familiar, right?
No. How?
No, it is the National Democratic Congress.
What year was it formed? No. I just want to know the year it was formed, the political party.
So the National Democratic Congress is 37 years old. So it was formed not so long ago.
Should I say that it was inspired by National Democratic Congress from Ghana?
You can say that.
And the current president of Ghana is from National Democratic Congress.
That's right.
Have you met him yet?
I've not met him yet. I'm hoping that I can get the opportunity to express congratulations to him on becoming president. And I want to actually congratulate the people and government of Ghana on having peaceful elections and smooth transition. Sometimes developing countries in the Caribbean, in Africa, and the South, other people say all kinds of things about us when it comes to democracy and human rights, and I think we're proving every day that we know what we're about. That we can have elections that are free, fair, leads to a smooth transition of government. So I want to congratulate the president and his team and wish him and the people of Ghana all the best.
From my research, you don't have an army in this country.
That's correct.
And you're walking just like that?
Just like that, no army. We're not here to fight war, we're here to have peace, to make love, to be loved, to spread the love. So all of the people who are fighting, who's spending all of the earth's resources on war, armaments, we invite you to come to Grenada. We can host you, give you the opportunity to eat some oilong, some saltfish, some plantain, some bakes, ponder the beauty of life and see how we can resolve our differences. Humanity is something we shouldn't take for granted. And as human beings, we kill so many of ourselves. I mean, look at what's going on around the world. For what? what difference does it make? So, and especially, one of the things about war, they always send young men to their deaths.
Yeah.
And leave mothers, sisters, children fatherless, right? And certainly as a black man, knowing the challenges of our history, and the challenges still in the Caribbean of family, and a stable family, war is not something I support. And we've had our own bad experience here in the 1980s. I'm sure if you research our history, particularly in 1983, our Prime Minister and members of his colleagues were assassinated. By friends, by people who were in the same political organization and who allowed ideology and dogma, which were really imported ideology and dogma, to destroy the family, friendship, the brotherhood. Some of them went to school together, they grew up together. And as young men, this is a mistake that we can't ever afford to repeat. So we don't need guns.
So I just, also from my research, you declared the day or the year that he was assassinated as a national holiday.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
No, I mean, you can't have a sitting prime minister, regardless of your views of him, being assassinated together with members of the cabinet and not acknowledge and recognize that day. So for 40 years, we hid, we pretended, despite how painful it was, and we never acknowledged the day. And you cannot forget your history, or then you're going to repeat it. You cannot effectively pretend something tragic didn't happen and expect that when the risk of it starts arising in the future, that you will have the tools to deal with it. So the best way to grow is to confront the uncomfortable, to confront the painful, so that we can learn from it, we teach our children why it happened, and make sure that they themselves don't put themselves in a position where we do have means to resolve challenges that we have.
On the 29th of May 1944, God gave to us Maurice Bishop. He made the ultimate sacrifice for the people of Petite Martinique, Carriacou and Grenada by laying down his life.
So if we have differences in policy or views and so on, we should be able to find ways of compromising rather than saying the only way to do it is to liquidate the other person or to kill the other person. Because trust me, you're not going to solve the problem. And assassinating Maurice Bishop and the members of the cabinet didn't solve the problem, it worsened the problem. It led to a curfew, it led to people being scared, it led to people being in a state of fear, anxiety, pain for 40 years and counting, to people not finding their loved ones, to an American intervention or invasion, depending on how you look at it. So it's been a very painful period for us and we have to learn from it.
His death was connected with Thomas Sankara from Burkina Faso. Do you also believe in that?
So, Maurice was not just a Grenadian leader. He was a well-known Pan-Africanist. He was a brilliant orator for black people and for the liberation movements and for the right for people to choose their own political systems in the developing and third world. I mean, if you hear some of his speeches, for example, at Medgar Evers in New York, you'd understand why, for other people, he might have been seen as a threat. So it was a great loss, I think, to humanity, to the black world in particular. But the beauty about life is, you could be mortal if you do what God sent you to do, and I think that was his calling. His wife is still alive. If you hear her stories about the sacrifices he made, about his incorruptibility, his refusal to take pay or money or stuff from people he helped as a lawyer, you see this was someone who had Grenada at heart, first and foremost, not himself. He could have been a brilliant lawyer, he could have made a lot of money, he could have lived a safe life, but he essentially risked it all and paid the ultimate sacrifice for the country. So we have to appreciate that a lot of what we have today is because people like him have made the sacrifices against all odds.
Bro, I feel like you are redefining leadership. You don't think so?
I mean, I don't think about it. I think for me it's about service. It's about making sure that we demystify service, because to be a politician you essentially have to serve. We want to encourage Grenadians to be comfortable and confident that it's okay to actually get involved in politics. Whether it's at the leadership national level, at the local community level, at the parish level, at the constituency level. Because that's the only way you're going to build your country. It's not going to be by some robot. AI might help, but the bottom line is you have to have people who care about the country and who are prepared to make some sacrifice for the greater good. Almost every African country is 10 times larger than Grenada. And when you have large countries, obviously you're going to have some of this. So I think what has to happen is in larger countries, especially in developing countries, leaders have to find ways to make sure that even if they may not be accessible on a personal basis like this, that is genuine opportunity for them to hear from the citizens and be responsive to the needs of the citizens. So whether you're a governor, whether you're a mayor, whether you're president or a prime minister or minister, I think that's critical, because at the end of the day, your children, your grandchildren are going to be living in the country. So to me, if you get involved in service, you should at least have the intent of saying, I want to make this better for my children and grandchildren who are coming after me, and for my friends' children and grandchildren who are coming after me. So, my job, I think, or if I have any advice for any leaders, regardless of the age or the country, particularly